welcome to another interesting topic on entrepreneurship. So this series is going to be in parts. So this is part 1. So do well to listen. Entrepreneurship is the creation or extraction of economic value in ways that generally entail beyond the minimal amount of risk assumed by a traditional business and potentially involving values besides simply economic ones. An entrepreneur, that in French, is an individual who creates or invests in one or more businesses, bearing most of the risk and enjoying most of the reward. As an entrepreneur, you have to endure risk taking. The process of setting up a business is known as entrepreneurship. The entrepreneur is mostly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goods, services, and business or procedures. More narrow definitions have described entrepreneurship as the process of designing, launching, and running a new business, often similar to a small business, as the capacity and willingness to develop, organize, and manage a business venture along with any risk to make a profit. The people who create these businesses are often referred to as entrepreneurs. In the field of economics, the term entrepreneur is used for an entity that has the ability to translate inventions or technologies into products and services. In this sense, entrepreneurship describes activity on the part of both established firms and new businesses. Perspectives on entrepreneurship. In the 21st century, the governments of nation-states have tried to promote entrepreneurship as well as enterprise culture in the hope that it would improve or stimulate economic growth and competition. At the end of supply-side economics, entrepreneurship was supposed to boost the economy. As an academic field, entrepreneurship accommodates different schools of thought. It has been studied within disciplines such as management, economics, sociology, and economic history. Some view entrepreneurship as allocated to the entrepreneur. These scholars tend to focus on what the entrepreneur does and what traits an entrepreneur has. This is sometimes referred to as the factionalistic approach to entrepreneurship. Others deviate from the individualistic perspective to turn the spotlight on the entrepreneurship process and immerse in the interplay between agency and content. The approach is sometimes referred to as the processual approach or the contextual turn or approach to entrepreneurship. Elements. Entrepreneurship includes the creation or extraction of economic value. It is the act of being an entrepreneur or the owner or manager of a business enterprise who by risk and initiative attempts to make profit. Entrepreneurs act as managers and oversee the launch and growth of an enterprise. Entrepreneurship is the process by which either an individual or a team identifies a business opportunity and acquires and deploys the necessary resources required for its exploitation. In the early 19th century, the French economist Jean-Baptiste Say provided a broad definition of entrepreneurship, saying that it shifts economic resources out of an area of lower and into an area of higher productivity and greater yield. Entrepreneurs create something new and unique. They change or transmute value, regardless of the firm's size, big or small. It can take part in entrepreneurship opportunities. There are 4 criteria for becoming an entrepreneur. First, there must be opportunities or situation to combine resources to generate profit. Second, entrepreneurship requires differences between people, such as preferential access to certain individual or the ability to recognize information about opportunities. Third, taking on a level of risk is a necessity. Fourth, the entrepreneurial process requires the organization of people and resources. An entrepreneur uses their time, energy, and resources to create value for others. They are rewarded for this effort monetarily, and therefore both the consumer of the value and the entrepreneurial benefits. The entrepreneur is a factor, and the study of entrepreneurship reaches back to the work of Richard Carlin and Adam Smith in the late 17th and 18th century. However, entrepreneurship was largely ignored theoretically until the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and empirically until a profound resurgence in businesses and economy since in the 1970s. In the 20th century, the understanding of entrepreneurship owes much to the work of economist Joseph Schumpeter in the 1930s and other Austrian economist Karl Menger. According to Schumpeter, an entrepreneur is a person who is willing and able to convert a new idea or invention into a successful innovation. Entrepreneurship employs what Schumpeter called the game of creative destruction to replace in whole or in part inferior innovation across markets and industry, simultaneously creating new products, including new business models. Entrepreneurial opportunities. The exploitation of entrepreneurial opportunities may include developing a business plan, hiring human resources, acquiring factor and material resources, providing leadership, being responsible for both the venture success or failure, risk evasion. The economist Joseph Schumpeter (1883 to 1950) saw the role of the entrepreneur in the economy as which he defined as launching innovations that simultaneously destroy old industry while ushering in new industry and approaches. For Schumpeter, the changes and dynamic economic equilibrium brought on by the innovative entrepreneur were the norm of a healthy economy. While entrepreneurship is often associated with new small for-profit start-ups, entrepreneurial behavior can be seen in small, medium, and large-sized firms. New and established firms are in-for-profit and not-for-profit organizations, including voluntary sector groups, charitable organizations, and environments. Entrepreneurship may operate within an entrepreneurship ecosystem, which often include 1. Government programs and services that promote entrepreneurship and support entrepreneurship and startup. Non-governmental organizations such as small business associations are organizations that offer advice and mentoring to entrepreneurs, e.g. through entrepreneurship centers and websites. 3. Small business advocacy organizations that lobby governments for increased support for entrepreneurship programs and more small business friendly laws and regulations. Entrepreneurship resources and facilities. Entrepreneurship education and training programs offered by schools, colleges, and universities. Financing, bank loans, venture capital financing, angel investing, and government and private foundation grants. Relationship between small business and entrepreneurship. The term entrepreneur is often conflated with the term small business or used interchangeably with this term. While most entrepreneurial ventures start out as a small business. Not all small businesses are entrepreneurial in the strict sense of the term. Many small businesses are sole proprietor operations consisting solely of the owner, or they have a small number of employees, and many of these small businesses offer an existing product, process or services, and they do not aim at growth. In contrast, entrepreneurial ventures offer innovative products, process or services, and the entrepreneur typically aims to scale up the company by adding employees, seeking international sales, and so on. A process which is financed by venture capital and angel investment. In this way, the term entrepreneur may be closely associated with the term startup. Successful entrepreneurs have the ability to lead a business in a positive direction by proper planning, to adapt to changing environments and understand their own strengths and weaknesses. Historian assessment and ranking. Meeting the demands of the consumer revolution that helped drive the industrial revolution in Great Britain. Josiah Wedgwood, the 18th century potter and entrepreneur and pioneer of modern making, which includes diversing direct mail, money bank guarantees, traveling salesmen, and buy one get one free, was named by the historian Judy Flanders as among the greatest and most innovative retailer the world has ever seen. Another historian, Schwartz Hunt, called Wedgwood a difficult, brilliant, creative entrepreneur whose personal drive and extraordinary gifts changed the way we work and live. Victorian era Welsh entrepreneur Percy Jones, who would capitalize on the railway network created during the Industrial Revolution and the modern postal system that also developed in the UK, formed the first mail-order business, with the BBC summing up his legacy as the mail-order pioneer who started a billion-pound industry. A 2002 survey of 58 business history professors gave the top spot in American business history to Henry Ford, followed by Bill Gates, John D. Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, and Thomas Edison. They were followed by Sam Walton, J.P. Morgan, Alfred P. Sloan, Walt Disney, Ray Kroc, Thomas J. Watson, Alexander Graham Bell, Elijah Whitney James, J. Hill, Jack Welch, Cyrus McCormick, David Packard, Bill Hewlett, Cornelius Vanderbilt, and George Westinghouse. A survey of management scholars reported the top 5 pioneers in management ideas were Frederick Winslow Taylor, Chester Bernard, Frank Baker Gibbons, Elton Mayo, and Lillian Moller Grabrent. Alright guys, this is part 1 on a series of entrepreneurship. We are going to look at types of entrepreneurship in part 2. So, thank you all for listening to the introductory part of entrepreneurship. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in part 2. Bye.